allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Hobbs and Shaw was directed by David Leitch and stars The Rock and Jason Statham. I don't really have that much to explain about this movie, so let's just get right into this review. This movie's stupid, and it knows that, and that's why it's such a good time. Let's start out with the positives. The chemistry between The Rock and Jason Statham is it's great. I love their banter between one another. It makes the movie really funny as well. And the director did a good job at placing these scenes together in which they're trying to top each other, and it just works really well. And I just want to point out before I get any further in this review that I am very tired right now, so I'm trying to do as well as I can with this video. But I thought their chemistry was great. The director did a great job, just putting all of it together and making a movie out of that. The action is very entertaining, though I did have one problem with it. I'll talk about it later. But the action, especially my favorite scene in the movie personally, a motorcycle scene in the first 30 minutes of the movie. There's a motorcycle chase that's amazing. I thought it was there's so many scenes in this movie that were so badass and just so memorable that I love that. And there's stuff I haven't seen in other movies that this movie does. Not that much, but still, there's some crazy motorcycle stuff that happens. If you saw the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I won't ruin it. But yeah, they do some great stuff with that. The villain is great. Idris Elba, he is great. He's mainly one of the guys I'm talking about, when relating to the motorcycle stuff. I won't say anymore, just it's crazy. He's a solid spine metal arm man. It's he's awesome. He's great in this movie. He has a great performance as well, and he's not a throwaway villain. He's more you understand what he's trying to do, even though we've seen this a billion times in other movies. Still, I think they did a good job with this one. And this movie's just so self-aware and very funny that it knows what it is, and it's not trying to be anything else. It's not as great as it could have been for a movie like this, but they did a good job with this movie. It's self-aware enough and funny enough. It could never be funny enough. It could have been a little funnier if they were aiming for that. But see, it's tired and I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But this movie's just so self-aware and it really works. This movie's also very well paced. This movie is about 2 hours and 16 minutes, I think, and it goes by fast. There's some, it's a very fast-paced movie. The action is coming on right after the last action scene, which leads me into some of the flaws in the movie. All the action was piled on top of each other, making the movie feel messy in a way. Yeah, that's easily one of my biggest issues with the movie. It didn't really feel like it was a focused narrative. It felt more of it's a messy kind of movie that's just very entertaining to watch. And yeah, I feel they could have put the action scenes in better places in this movie and tell more of a story. But do you really want to see much of a story in a Fast and Furious movie? No, you want to see crazy action and big muscles. That's all you want to see in movies like that, and lots of punching. And this movie does that. Just I feel it could have been a little more neat. The action could have been a little more unique in some ways as well. I'm gonna mention John Wick 3 again, for the 80th time. There's scenes in that movie. If you haven't seen it, I would probably click away for or just skip in the video. There's a knife scene where they're throwing knives at each other, and I haven't seen that in a movie before. This movie doesn't really do much like that, save for a few scenes, a few moments actually. Most of the action can kind of feel tiresome. In some ways, I feel they could have made it a little more unique. Yeah, that's my only complaint with the action. Actually, that's not my only complaint with the action. Even though this movie is directed by the man who made the first John Wick, he directed John Wick with Chad Stahelski for the first one. Sometimes the action can get very shaky in this one, though, and that was weird. Yeah, I feel the action could have been a little better in this one. But for the most part, I was able to see stuff like the chase scenes and everything. They were filmed well, but there's a couple of like hand-to-hand fight scenes that were a little shaky. Anyways, Hobbs and Shaw was a really good time, and I recommend you check it out if you're into cheesy action movies like this. I'll give Hobbs and Shaw a B. I had a good time with this movie, and during the credits, I don't know how I'm telling the story, but my friend kept looking back at everyone and making weird faces because we were in the 4th row in an IMAX theater, and I actually fell out of my chair. Yeah, I fell out of my chair during the credits, and there was still quite a bit of people behind us. And he was sticking his head back once in a while and giving the Jim Carrey look in Dumb and Dumber to all the people behind us. I don't know. It was I don't know why I'm telling this story. It's just funny, but who cares? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm too tired, so I'm just gonna end the video here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.